At the height of his success, Charlie Sheen seemed to have everything a television star could possibly want. He was a lead actor on the most popular comedy series in America, earning nearly $2 million per episode, living a lifestyle that embodied Hollywood excess, and starring a show that generated enormous profits for everyone involved. From the outside, it appeared that nothing could go wrong. Yet within a matter of weeks, one of television's most successful stars managed to destroy his relationship with the network, publicly feud with his boss, launch a bizarre media campaign, and ultimately lose his role on a billion-dollar franchise. The collapse was so dramatic that it became one of the most talked-about celebrity meltdowns in modern entertainment history. And years later, when the sitcom finally came to an end, its career chose to conclude the entire series with one of the strangest and most controversial finales television had ever seen. When 2.5 Men premiered on CBS in September 2003, few could have predicted how successful it would become. The series centered on Charlie Harper, a wealthy, womanizing jingle writer living in a luxurious Malibu beach house. Charlie's carefree lifestyle is interrupted when his recently divorced brother Alan moves in, bringing along his young son Jake. The premise was simple, but the chemistry between the cast was exceptional. Charlie Sheen played a version of the charming Hollywood bad boy audiences already associated with him, while John Cryer provided the perfect contrast as the anxious and perpetually unlucky Alan Harper. Viewers loved the dynamic. Week after week, the show delivered strong ratings, eventually becoming one of CBS's biggest hits. At its peak, it attracted between 14 and 15 million viewers every week, making it one of the most watched comedies on television. As the show's popularity grew, so did Charlie Sheen's value. By 2010, he signed a new contract that made him the highest-paid actor on American television. His salary reached approximately $1.78 million per episode, an astonishing figure even by Hollywood standards. The franchise itself was worth well over $1 billion. CBS was happy. Warner Brothers was happy. Advertisers were happy. Everything appeared to be running perfectly. Behind the scenes, however, tensions were building. The key figure in this story is Chuck Lorre, the creator and executive producer of 2.5 Men. Lorre had already established himself as one of television's most successful creators and would later become known for hit series such as The Big Bang Theory, Mom, and several others. One of Lorre's trademarks was something called a vanity card. At the end of each episode, a brief block of text would appear on screen for a second or two. Most viewers never paid attention to them, but they often contained jokes, observations, or personal thoughts from Lorre. Over the years, Lorre and Sheen maintained a professional relationship, but it was rarely a warm one. At the same time, Sheen's personal life was becoming increasingly turbulent. His divorce from actress Denise Richards played out publicly. He later became involved in legal and personal controversies involving his then-wife Brooke Mueller. In 2009, he was arrested following a domestic dispute in Aspen, Colorado, and eventually pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor assault charge. Despite the negative headlines, the show remained a ratings powerhouse. As long as viewers continued tuning in, the network was reluctant to interfere. Then came January 2011. After another period of substance abuse issues, Sheen entered rehab. Production on the show's 8th season was suspended. CBS had planned for a full season, but suddenly found itself unable to complete the remaining episodes. When Sheen emerged from treatment, he discovered a vanity card written by Chuck Lorre. It included a joke suggesting that if Charlie Sheen outlived him, he would be annoyed. To many people, it was simply dark humor. To Sheen, it felt like a personal attack. That moment became the spark that ignited an already volatile situation. What happened next remains one of the most surreal celebrity media spectacles ever witnessed. In February 2011, Charlie Sheen appeared on a radio program hosted by Alex Jones. During the interview, he launched into an extraordinary tirade against Chuck Lorre. He accused Lorre of being a fraud and claimed that the success of 2.5 Men existed largely because of him. He portrayed himself as the true creative force behind the show's success and challenged his boss publicly. The comments quickly escalated. Sheen repeatedly referred to Lorre using his birth name, Charles Levine, rather than the professional name he used throughout his career. The remarks attracted widespread criticism and even prompted public responses from advocacy organizations. which argued that the comments appeared to target Laurie's Jewish background. The backlash was immediate. Rather than backing down, Sheen doubled due. WN. He continued giving interviews, attacking Laurie and criticizing the network. On TMZ and other media outlets, he openly challenged Laurie to a fight and described him using increasingly hostile language. At that point, CBS and Warner Brothers had reached their limit. The remaining episodes of Season 8 were canceled, but Sheen was only getting started. Instead of disappearing from public view, Charlie Sheen embarked on a media blitz unlike anything Hollywood had seen before. He appeared on television programs, radio shows, and news interviews almost daily. During these appearances, he delivered a stream of bizarre and unforgettable quotes that instantly became internet culture. He insisted that conventional addiction treatment programs did not apply to him because he was fundamentally different from ordinary people. He claimed to possess tiger blood. He referred to himself as a warlock and a rock star from Mars. Perhaps most famously, he repeatedly declared that he was winning. The phrase became a cultural phenomenon overnight. Social media exploded with memes and jokes based on his interviews. News programs covered his comments constantly. People who had never watched 2.5 Men suddenly knew exactly who Charlie Sheen was. When he joined Twitter in March 2011, he gained 1 million followers in just over 25 hours, setting a Guinness World Record at the time. For a brief period, Sheen dominated popular culture. Yet, while the attention was enormous, it was also damaging. The entertainment industry increasingly viewed his behavior as evidence that he was struggling with serious personal issues. In March 2011, Warner Brothers officially terminated his contract. The studio cited dangerous and self-destructive behavior as justification for the decision. Sheen responded with lawsuits and public attacks, but the outcome was clear. His time on 2.5 Men was over. Faced with the loss of its lead actor, the show made a surprising decision. Instead of ending immediately, 2.5 Men continued without Charlie Sheen. Actor Ashton Kutcher joined the cast as billionaire entrepreneur Walden Schmidt. The series survived for 4 additional seasons, though many viewers felt it never fully regained the chemistry that had made the original version so successful. The show eventually reached its conclusion in February 2015, and that finale would become almost as famous as Sheen's departure. The final episode was titled Of Course He's Dead. From the beginning, it was clear that the writers had no interest in delivering a traditional, sentimental farewell. Instead, they leaned heavily into self-awareness satire and fourth-wall-breaking humor. The story revealed that Charlie Harper had not actually died years earlier, as viewers had been led to believe. Instead, he had supposedly been held captive by his obsessive stalker Rose for several years before escaping. The episode quickly descended into increasingly absurd territory, featuring celebrity cameos, references to the show's troubled history, and numerous jokes aimed at both the audience and the cast. Then came the ending. Alan, Walden, and Berta relax outside the Malibu house, believing Charlie has finally been captured. Suddenly, a helicopter appears overhead carrying a grand piano. At the same time, a mysterious figure approaches the front door. The audience is clearly meant to understand that this person is Charlie Harper. However, the character's face is never shown. Importantly, Charlie Sheen himself does not appear. The figure rings the doorbell. Seconds later, the piano slips from the helicopter and crashes directly onto him. The character is instantly crushed. For the second time in the series, Charlie Harper is killed. Only this time, he dies beneath a falling piano. As bizarre as that sounds, the episode still wasn't finished. The camera suddenly pulls back to reveal that everything has been taking place on a television set. Sitting in a director's chair is Chuck Lorre himself. He turns directly toward the audience and smiles. Then he says a single word: winning. The catchphrase that Charlie Sheen had made famous during his meltdown is now being delivered by the very man he has spent years attacking. Moments later, a second piano falls from the sky and crushes Lorre as well. The screen cuts away, ending with a classic cartoon-style farewell. Series over. Reactions to the finale were sharply divided. Some viewers considered it brilliant, a fearless example of meta-comedy that embraced the chaos surrounding the show's history. Others hated it. Critics described it as self-indulgent, petty, and unnecessarily bitter. Some publications ranked it among the worst sitcom finales ever produced. Chuck Lorre later explained that the ending reflected a simple idea. Nobody truly wins in a conflict like this. The public feud damaged everyone involved. Charlie Sheen lost one of the most lucrative jobs in television history. Lorre watched his most successful sitcom become defined by controversy. The show itself spent years trying to recover from the fallout. In Lorre's view, ending the series with both